Hi, my name's Amanda. I am a coach and a trance channel, and it looks like all of the gods and goddesses are coming out of the woodwork and wanting to be seen and heard and sharing messages with all of you. The Egyptian god Set came forward, and he is the god of war and conflict. And that's what he wants to talk to you about today. He wants to have a discussion on why we, as a global society and collective, continue to experience war and conflict despite the thing that we all want being to feel and experience peace. And there's always a reason why these discussions are being brought up through the channeling work that I do. So there's probably a reason why he's coming forward at this point in time, wanting to talk about this with all of you. So I think that you're really going to get a lot out of this really deep and personal topic. He's going to bring forward a lot for you to reflect on. And I think it's going to give you fresh perspective heading into the next few months/years when we may start to see ascension, speed rolling and picking up momentum on this planet, and how sometimes that can create conflict as a byproduct. If this is the type of content that you like, stick around, click subscribe, because all of the light beings want to share their insight with you, and there's so much more where this came from.
Hello. Welcome. I am so excited to be here today. I don't often have this opportunity to reflect my knowledge and experience to all of you. And I'm quite looking forward to offering my perspective as I feel that it will be perhaps new for many of you. And it will require some time to reflect upon, as I will bring up many points that I do not believe that you will have had the opportunity to fully explore for yourself. I desire to speak on the topic of war. And I know that this is not necessarily an enjoyable topic of conversation to be having, particularly at this point in time, but perhaps that is why we should be having it. My experience is one of witnessing war unfolding on this planet and standing by and wondering why, because many of you do not desire to witness it, experience it, or be a part of it. And yet it continues to unfold for you over and over and over again. And you continue to wonder why. Why must it be this way? Why must we endure this over and over again? And why do we come here in order to do so? And I plan on answering all of this for you today. The reason why there is conflict on this planet is because many of you desire to not only feel at peace, but desire for others to experience peace in the way that you do. And so, what is desired beneath the desire for peace is the desire to feel understood. Because if someone else sees the world in the way that you do, then you can feel peace inside of yourself knowing that you are understood. And so, it is not the peace really that you are desiring, but it is to feel seen by the other person in front of you. And the reason for this is because you do not fully see inside of you what you are desiring most, which is to feel a sense of connection, to feel seen and validated inside of how you feel and who you believe yourself to be, because you continue to invalidate you and misunderstand you and missee you and therefore reject you. And because you feel these things inside of you, you hope that someone else will rectify them for you. And if they can see the world the way that you do, then they, by proxy, see you. And you feel seen in the way that you desire to. And then you can feel at peace. And there are so many of you approaching life in this way. I must feel worthy inside of myself, but I do not at this moment in time. And therefore, you must see the world in the way that I do so that I can feel satisfied inside of myself, knowing that I am worthy for who I am and what I believe in. And in order to get you to see the world in the way that I do, I have to show you that you are wrong. And if I cannot show you that you are wrong, then I must forcefully do so. And this is where conflict arises because the force used can sometimes be quite brutal in nature. Because you are brutal in nature when you are not feeling love for you. And when we witness this lack of sense of self on a grander scale, what we witness is war from one side looking to feel worthy inside of themselves, and another side looking to feel worthy inside of themselves, and attempting to get the other side to feel the way that they do. And ultimately, you are feeling the same inside of you without realizing it because you are so busy attempting to get your point across that you do not see that you are, at the end of the day, desiring and feeling the same things for one another and within yourselves. And so, what you are witnessing on this planet, every time a war erupts, is someone feeling a loss of their sense of self and desiring to find it. And they are doing so through force and the desire to find it through suppressing the thoughts, opinions, and sense of selves of another. And on it goes. The desire for peace through conflict, and a desire of conflict to find peace. And the reason why it has not worked is the very nature of what is driving this entire cycle, which is the need to find peace through the need to control the thoughts and opinions of another in hopes that you will feel the love inside of yourself that you are hoping that this will allow you to access and elicit inside of you. But the nature of this approach does not work. And if you take a step back and analyze you inside of your life, you will see that you are using this tactic in every single aspect of how you show up in the day to day. You desire to feel love inside of you, so you seek a relationship that will allow you to access it. You desire to feel love inside of you, and so you attempt to achieve and accomplish things in order to access it. You desire to feel love inside of you, and so you withhold the love you desire to feel until you can access it through some external means. And all the while, you feel less than and unworthy of the thing you desire for yourself. And so, it is not only those who engage in war that are complicit in this act, it is you as well. And I do not mean to point the finger. What I mean is to show you what is really going on this planet, which is a global desire for each and every single one of you to feel loved. And rather than allowing yourself to love you, you seek to access it through a means of force. And therefore, war will continue to erupt for as long as it's required for you to see the truth, which is that the only way to access peace is to love yourself unconditionally. And this is the point where you say, but Seth, how am I supposed to love myself unconditionally when I'm made to feel like a victim? When another person is forcing me onto me their belief systems and their ways of being when I do not desire to see the world the way that they do. No, my love, I am not saying that this is right and that this is just. I am simply reflecting back to you the truth of what is unfolding for you. And when you witness someone else attempting to forcefully engage with you in this capacity, what do? Do you retreat inside of yourself, feeling like a victim, turning tail, and allowing them to yell and scream and fight and throw all they want while you distract yourself with something else? Or do you fight back? Both of those choices do not lend themselves to the thing that you are desiring most, which is to feel loved inside of you. And therefore, rather than fighting back and rather than feeling like a victim, how can you sit and feel love for you and allow them to reach this conclusion if and when they so choose to? The reason why war continues to unfold on this planet is because there is a lack of self-love inside of each and every one of you, regardless of your role inside of the conflict taking place. And what is required of you ultimately is to access the thing that you have been denying yourself of most: love, unconditionally. And what I mean by that is without regard for who you are and what you do and what you've been through, but right here, right now, loving you and knowing full well that that is okay to do. When each and every single one of you can fully embrace you, you will not feel the need to engage with each other with the same degree of force, because you will be in the energy of acceptance. And when you are in the energy of acceptance, it does not matter to you what another person thinks and feels about you. And this is where, at which point, the conflict will cease to exist. And the desire to truly work with one another will unfold and take place. And so the work becomes, how can you, one, see this, two, trust in this, and three, engage in this? And in this moment, if you are feeling the need to rage at me, confront me, or turn away from me, then that is simply highlighting the truth of what I am saying. Love and acceptance within you for another being that may have a different perspective than you. Call upon me if you ever desire to anchor into the love for you that you are seeking outside of you, and I will be sure to help guide you to this place of acceptance that you are so desperately seeking unknowingly in places where it cannot be found. Thank you so much for your time. I love you all.